Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to continue the chapter, The Fun They Had. And we have studied in this chapter that there was one boy and a girl, and they were discussing about a book which they have got. And they said that it is about a school, and they were reading about what sort of a book it was. And they found that, and Tommy was explaining to Maggie that this book is about a school, and the school is not the same type of school that they are having, but it is a different kind of school. In the school there is it is a particular place like the school that we are having. It is a place away from their home, and all the students come together and they have a teacher. And Maggie says that whatever may be there, but they have a teacher. And he answers that, sure, they had a teacher, but it wasn't a regular teacher, it was a man. So he says that it is not a regular teacher. The regular teacher here means that a robotic teacher. So the regular teacher that they are having is a robotic teacher, and Tommy says that it is not a regular teacher. It means that it is not a regular teacher, but it is a man. A man? How could a man be a teacher? So when they hear that a man is a teacher, then she is not able to understand, or she is not able to accept it, because she knows that a man, because they have never seen a human teacher. They have seen only robotic teacher, and they don't have an idea that a human being can become a teacher. Well, he just not told the boys and girls things and gave them homework and asked them questions. A man isn't smart enough. So the reason that he says is that a man is not smart enough. So see, like a human being, like a teacher. So teacher is however maybe the smart, but he is not smart enough like a robot. So how much a robot is able to do, that much a human being will not be able to do. Or if a teacher is there, so a teacher can teach only few subjects. It is not possible that a single person will be handling all the subjects. It is not possible. Like if I am teaching you English, but I may not be able to teach you mathematics, or I may not be able to teach you geography, or maybe like Hindi or any other subjects, isn't it? So the subject which I am teaching, there are so many other subjects which I may not be able to teach, and another teacher, maybe there's like if a Hindi teacher is there or a mathematics teacher is there, then he or she may not be able to teach English or science or something like that. So it's different teachers are able to only capable of answering or teaching only few subjects. But a robot is not like that. A robot can teach any type of subjects, and the robot will not get tired. Like if a teacher is there, so continuously, imagine that if a teacher is teaching for 3 hours continuously, then the teacher will get tired and he will not be able to continue teaching. But a robot is not like that. The robot can teach for many hours, or he can understand the level of the student, and he is teaching only one student, so he will be able to understand that person and teach accordingly. Okay. Sure, he is. My father knows as much as my teacher, and he is saying that Maggie is telling that a human cannot be a teacher, and he says that my father is almost equal to the teacher. So how much things my teacher knows, the same amount of things my father also knows. So it means he is equal to the teacher or the robot. He knows almost as much, I betcha. Then he says that, no, you here are just lying, or you are simply telling. He does not know as much as, only as much as. I betcha means here it is say that I bet you, means I can bet you that he does not know as much as the robot is there, or the teacher. Maggie wasn't prepared to dispute that. She said, I wouldn't want a struggle man in my house to teach me. A strange man in my house to teach me. Then he says that I don't want a strange man to come into my house and teach me as a teacher. So she is expecting that the person or the teacher is coming to the house and teaching. So she is not having an idea of the school that we are having. See, like students are coming together and the teachers are also coming there and teaching. So such a method she is not familiar. Though in her school, the teacher, the robot is there in their house itself, and the So he is telling that it is a human being, and the human being is coming to their house for teaching. So that is what she is expecting. But she says that I don't want a strange man to come to my house for teaching. Tommy screamed with laughter. You don't know much, Maggie. The teachers didn't live in the house. They had a special building and all the kids went there. And you don't know anything. He started making fun of her and telling that you don't know anything. The teacher is not staying in the house itself, but they have a particular place where the school is there, and the teacher will be there, and other students will come there and study. And all the kids learn the same thing. And again she is having a doubt that whether all the students are learning the same thing or not. Sure, if they were the same age, and Tommy says that if they are of the same age, then all of them will be learning the same thing. But my mother says the teacher has to be adjusted to fit the mind of each boy and girl it teaches, and that each kid has to be taught differently. So the mother says that it is not like that a teacher can teach everyone. No, it is not possible. That is what the mother says. Mother says that each teacher has to be adjusted to each and every student, or according to the a boy or a girl. The learning capacity of the students are entirely different. So accordingly, the teacher has to be adjusted. Otherwise, she will not be able to learn. That is what the mother says. Okay. And each student has to be taught differently, not the same way to everyone. That is what the mother is saying. Just the same, they didn't do it that way. Then, if you don't like, you don't have to read the book. And he said that it is not the way, it was the method that they have used. And if you don't want to read, then you don't read. So Tommy is getting irritated and getting angry with Maggie. I didn't say I didn't like it. Maggie said quickly. She wanted to read about those funny schools, and he says that she wanted to read about those funny schools. So they consider that our type of schools are funny schools, like, so their school, they are familiar. When we hear about their school, we find that their schools are funny schools. So the same way, they are also thinking that our schools are type of funny schools. They weren't even half finished when Maggie's mother called, Maggie, school. So then, by the time it was time for Maggie to go to the school or start her studies, so then mother came and called her for school. Maggie looked up, not yet, Mama, and she said that it is not that time, not yet, Mama. Now, said Mrs. Jones, and it is probably time for Tommy too. And he said that no, it is not. So most probably what happens is that if when your parents are calling you, it means that if you are playing, and at that time your parents may call you for study. So if they say that it is study time, then say it is not the study time. No, it is some more time is there. So that is what most of the students are replying like that. If your mother is telling that it is time to study, then no, it is not after 5 minutes I will study or after 10 minutes I will study. So that you have a time or a tendency to postpone your studies. So likewise, this girl also was there, but the mother was telling that it is time, and it is also the time for Tommy too. Maggie said to Tom, can I read the book some more with you after school? Then he said that I want to read with you after school. So means now I have the time. So after school means they need not to go to the school. The school is in the house itself, and it's a particular room, but there is a particular time allotted for the studies. So imagine like if 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock, if the time is there, so then they have to start the studies at that time and just stop the studies in the given time. So that way they have to study. Then maybe, he said nonchalantly. He walked away whistling, the dusty old book tucked beneath his arm. Okay, so then he says that maybe, so he is also not very sure, or he is not interested. He is interested to read the book again, but he doesn't want her to read again. So he is holding the book and just going, the dusty book. Maggie went into the school room. It was right next to her bedroom, and the mechanical teacher was on and waiting for her. It was always on at the same time every day except Saturday and Sunday. So the teacher, the school is just nearby her bedroom. A particular room is there. It is kind of a study room. Okay, so there is a study room for them, and that is a school. And the mechanical teacher was ready on, and it was ready. So it is a fixed time is there. If 8 o'clock morning it has to be ready, then every day at 8 o'clock morning it will be ready. It will switch on by itself and it will be ready to teach. So except Saturday and Sunday. Saturday and Sunday they may not have class. So other days that it will be ready. And her mother said, little girls learn better if they learn at regular hours. So the mother says that a student has to study the classes on a regular time. So that is why they said that little girls learned better if they learned at regular hours. The screen was lit up and it said, today's arithmetic lesson is on addition of proper fractions. Please insert yesterday's homework in the proper slot. So when she started the class, then the mechanical teacher was ready, and the teacher said that we are going to study today. We are going to study today arithmetic lesson. Arithmetic means mathematics, and mathematical class is about addition of proper fractions. So you might have studied about how addition of fractions are there, and proper fraction, improper fraction, all these things you have studied in mathematics. So they are going to study about addition of improper fractions. And the robot is telling her to insert the yesterday's homework. Okay. So the remaining portion we study in the next class. Okay. Thank you so much.